They're going to replace TikTok with company towns. So when you guys start complaining about how you can't afford rent and how your small business thrived off of TikTok, and now that it's taken away and the economy has tanked and there's no more money and you're upset, they're going to tell you, well, I'll pay you in Metabucks and you can live in the company town. Everything will be accessible. We'll just own everything and you'll be good to go. That's their solution. Their solution is putting you into a different form of slavery and calling it company towns. And if you get sick or you can't work, then your whole housing structure, your everyday way of living will now be in jeopardy more than it is right now. That's their solution. I promise you, that is going to be their solution. Don't be shocked if people are going to start putting up hotels next to different tech organizations, or your job starts calling you and saying, hey, we have a new initiative. If you're struggling with paying rent, we want to help you out with a new resource. You can live at the dorm rooms or live at something. Company towns. Company towns is their solution. Oh, and if you speak out or you lose your job and become homeless, homelessness will be illegal. So then you'll go into the prison system and be a slave.
So Elon Musk said that he wants to build a company town. That sounds like my own personal hell, actually. I don't think y'all actually know what company towns are, but let me just educate y'all. It's a town completely owned by a corporation, and that includes the grocery stores, that includes the parks, that includes the houses. So everything is owned by Elon Musk or whatever company is gonna be, Tesla or whatever. And you're gonna live in that little company town, and you're gonna drive to the Tesla factory, and you're gonna work at the Tesla factory, and then you're gonna go to the Elon Musk grocery store and go back to your Tesla house. And that's not a good thing. This is basically turning you into a worker bee. This is like the bee movie for humans. So imagine your day-to-day life and your survival all dependent upon Elon Musk. Doesn't sound too good, does it?
About Elon Musk reportedly building a town in Texas for his employees to work and live in. And
y'all are not afraid of the company town. So, and it sounds so nice, company town. It makes you think of just everything is nicely planned, and most people don't know about that history. What you do know about is sharecropping, which works pretty much the same way. So let me re-enlighten you. So, after slavery, when you could no longer keep people on your land and make them work for you for no money, these plantation owners instituted sharecropping. And here's how it worked. You lived on the plantation owner's land. They gave you a portion of the land to work. You bought your seed from the plantation owner, and then they charged you for materials, for the use of the tools. They charged you rent for the land. Because you couldn't really leave or go anywhere, they also charged you for, they were the person that you got all of your materials from in regards to your clothing or other things that you might need. They may even pay you in something called scrip, which was just kind of like notes of or an IOU. Then at the end of the season, you would bring in all of your crops. They would determine the worth of those crops. Of course, you could not read or understand, what was going on. You couldn't bring those crops in yourself. And then they would tell you how much you owed. And usually you never came out on top. You ended up, owing the landowner money at the end of the season for all of the materials that you used over time, and then you would just end up in more debt year over year over year. The company town does the same thing. So imagine you go to live in Google Town, and of course you're not going to be doing all of your shopping at the regular space. They're going to make sure they have all the amenities there. All of your daycare is going to be taken care of. The schools will be taken care of there. They're going to have special things added onto it to make it sound really nice, so that you put your, all of your rent, all of your eggs are all in that one basket. So when they do that, that means you can never leave. You can't get upset with the company and demand more pay. You have to get out of your house. You have to pull your kids out of school. You won't be able to pay for your own groceries, or maybe they'll say, don't worry about it. We'll give you a cut on it. So everything's just a little bit cheaper inside of Google Town than it is outside of Google Town. And next thing you know, the person who runs Google Town runs you as well. And you don't have anything to show for it, especially if you run afoul of the Google Town owners. Now you don't have a house, you don't have any money, you don't have your kids, you have nothing.
Elon Musk is planning to build a company town in Texas. Sounds nice, right? Everything planned and convenient. But let me tell you, company towns aren't just a bad idea, they're a trap. Let's break this down because history has already shown us how this works. You've heard of sharecropping, right? After slavery ended, plantation owners couldn't legally force people to work for free anymore. So they came up with sharecropping, a system designed to keep people in debt and under control. Here's how it worked. You lived on the plantation owner's land. You worked a portion of it, bought seed and tools from them, and even paid rent for the land. But the catch? They controlled everything, your supplies, your housing, even your wages, often paid in something called script, which wasn't real money. At the end of the season, they told you how much your crops were worth. And surprise, you always owed them more than you made. So, year after year, you worked harder, only to sink deeper into debt. Now fast forward to today and let's imagine Tesla Town. You live in a Tesla house, send your kids to a Tesla school, and shop at Tesla stores. Sounds convenient, right? But here's the kicker. Once everything you need is tied to the company, you're trapped. You can't demand higher wages because if you do, you risk losing your house. Your kids, pulled out of their Tesla school. Your groceries? You can't afford them anywhere else because Tesla Town prices are just a little cheaper to keep you loyal. And who controls it all? Elon Musk. The same guy running the company now runs you. And here's the philosophical part. A company town isn't just about convenience. It's about control. It centralizes everything in one place, leaving you vulnerable to the whims of the person in charge. It's a system that looks shiny and new on the outside, but is built to strip away your independence. We've seen this before, and it didn't end well. Whether it's sharecropping or company towns, these setups are designed to benefit the people at the top, not the ones living in them. So before you buy into the promise of a neatly planned Tesla town, ask yourself, what happens when you want out? Because when everything you have depends on the company, you'll find out you don't own your life anymore. And that, my friends, is the real cost of a company town. Would you move to a company town?